ain't even like, we didn't know it was the time coming, and we kind of brought some of this into the realm. We brought imbalance and disharmony. People act like, oh, you gotta have good and bad. Well, I hear what they saying, but the system that we in is not a balance of negative and positive. That's because that's really what they trying to say on the low is negative and positive. But what is happening is this is negative and positive on the imbalanced scale. So when things are imbalanced, you're gonna have child molestation and murders and rape and harm and all sorts of different wickedness because it's not just negative related to like the negative participle, like how people when people actually say negative and positive, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But that's what's been going on. So
I think it's a
again, I'm grateful
craving,
because
Marvel. I think it's a craving of a missing element of yourself, and that people are just doing things because they're craving that intimate relationship with source, with yourself, with your higher self. Because one of the things that I noticed that as my light gets brighter and my aura change, and maybe I can ask you this, and I'm just gonna put it out there because I asked another brother
no,
today.
it's
It's
fine.
like I've been attracting men that just want and it's not that I'm coming off or I'm even giving them any inclination. I've been practicing celibacy for 7 years, and it's not because I want to, but I don't want to give my energy just to anybody, and it just happened to be that way. But men are attracted to me, and my phone randomly ring, and they're masturbating, and just it's just a lot, and I'm like, what is this? And then I could be on live, right, on one of my lives, and I'm talking and I'm saying, look, and I'm showing the audience, and they so into what they're doing that they don't even realize I'm trapping them.
Mm, mm. Well, that's because some people not they think with the flesh. I'm gonna just call it the flesh for right now, but they think with the flesh. You know what I mean? Like a brother like myself, my empress is pregnant, and I'm not. We practicing celibacy, and so some people been, what? How you gonna do that? And I'm like, because I don't want to expose my child to sexual energy prematurely. And then they look at me like, wait a minute, hold on, that's kind of smart now that I think about it, But again, it's a lot of different stuff, Empress, that the sciences of our ancient times that we have to get back and acclimated with.
But
It's
then I'm
definitely
hearing about
something.
sex magic and how we can use the energy. Like I have friends that as couples, they have their goals in their bedroom, and they use that energy maybe to focus, maybe when they getting ready to, have a big O or whatever, they use that energy to
Mm-hmm.
focus to manifest their goals. So there's something with what they're doing to us and molesting our children and using that energy. But how is the
Mm-hmm.
energy supposed to be used that we can use it to help us to manifest quicker or faster? Is there something to it? Because I'm like, Source, why would you expose me
Well,
to
it's
all
it's
of this
something.
stuff?
It's something to it for sure. Like okay, when a man and a woman come together, I wouldn't try to use children for this. To me, that's very perverse.
Right.
That and I'm not but I ain't saying that's endorsing. I'm just
I'm not
saying like
endorsing, but I'm
anything that
hearing that they're taking all of our children and they're in sex trafficking, and I'm like, what is it with these children? Is it their energy? Is it the endocrine? What are they?
yeah, well,
What is it? Is it?
they're scaring them into
Oh,
this state, and then they're using that stuff called adrenochrome, right? They're using them for their adrenochrome, which is a substance that will, when somebody is frightened to death, um, this is they'll, that adrenochrome. They produce this adrenochrome stuff, and so, yeah, it's something with that, Me personally, I'm very disgusted by that whole concept of out and everything, because this is what these folks is doing out here to our children, and so like I say, I'm when it comes to like I say, a man and a woman, or I used to have like the little ritual thing when it comes to having sex with a woman. You know what I mean? That definitely helped me manifest many goals and stuff like that. Because I already understand these types of magic. You don't even need sex to do it. To be honest, you can do that. That magic works on several different
levels.
Ways. Exactly. And because I'm always manifesting continually, especially when I'm not sexually active. I'm actually more powerful, if you ask me, when I'm not being sexually active. So,
well, that book of spells got so many spells in there, right? In Psalms, how many people even know that you can do a spell before you go to court to pray over? I mean, literally, to me, it takes prayer on steroids, because it has you to do things and it's intentional. You have to write and you have to, put things in perspective. So it puts prayer on paper, so to speak.
Right. Well, that's what it is. You putting the prayer on paper. Like what you just said, that was a great explanation of what a spell is. It's a prayer on paper, and that's what a lot of people be missing with that whole writing it down. What the scriptures say: write a decree and let it be so. You know what I mean? We got back from that. That's why I say a lot of the stuff in the Bible was written by our ancestors. It wasn't written by no white folks. Them folks just came and rewrote stuff because they wanted to break the magic that the Most High gave us the spell to do these things, to cast out demons, to so on and so forth, and all this stuff. I'm telling you, it's all been pre-written. So we are just grateful to be figuring out and learning history all over again, so that we can be restored back to our rightful place as the heirs of the kingdom of heaven manifested on earth. Because that's what we doing. We building the kingdom on earth.
Yes.
Whether people want to accept that or not. The Messiah said the kingdom of heaven is in the spirit.
Right, and wherever we don't have access to, we can realize it. We can erect it out of invisible. We can rearrange old stuff and create something new. We can bring great minds together under one household and dominate a whole globe, if that's what we put our minds to do.
Now you talking my language.
Because I can't wait to meet you and hug your empress. And I'm a touchy feely, and I'm just so, I want to live in a community. I want to live in a community.
I mean, not in a,
I know what you mean. I love to hug and.
You want to be touched in a different way. That's another thing. But you know what I'm saying?
I am single. I'm putting it out there. So if you meet another king and be like, I got an empress, because he got to be something special. He got to be like you. Because if they can't get me mentally, they ain't getting close to me. That's why I can't believe some of the people that I've attracted. And I was like, what makes you think in your lifetime that I would even be remotely interested? I don't say it, but I be thinking it, I try to be cordial, because I just think everybody is craving attention, and they want to be heard, and they want to feel important and all of that. And so I just try to keep it in perspective, and I don't hold people harm. I say people are just acting out because they haven't grasped who they are. Because once you know who you are, nobody can change that. You walk like a wealthy man. You think like a wealthy man. You smell like one. And when you enter a room, you gain attention, and you don't have to. Your light goes before you, because the way you treat people. You treat people.
Come on, man. That's the
you treat people well, and people love to be around you. And so I don't harm. I just know that we got everybody's functioning at a functional illiterate society is what we have become. And and everybody's on somebody's drugs, and this is the society that we have become. And the people that's running government and all these military people that have been trapped into this system. You know how many I talk to that are suffering because of contract. That word contract is a killer, because they sign contracts to go fight for a government that they really believe they're fighting a war. And then they are forced to kill women and children and mothers and fathers. And then they can't even talk about it. And then they suffer in silence because they want to keep their benefits, and they can't.
Making of a monster.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Yes. That's what you just made, a sociopathic maniac.
And these are the people that's on the streets. In the codes, it says that foreclosures have been repealed since 2012. And when I went there, it was probably 2 reams of copy paper of them foreclosing. What happens to all those families, Marvo, that has to separate now, that lives under bridges in tent cities? Are we crazy? Or is the world taking a nightmare pill?
But this is why the prophecies talked about the end of the world coming. What was the end of the world? Was it the end of the world, or was it at the end of somebody's world? What was the end of Esau's world, or the white man's world? That's what this whole prophecy in the Bible is about.
Yes.
It's about the destruction is coming upon Edom, the ones who took things that were natural and made them unnatural. The one who warred against God or warred against nature. However you want to put it, if you warn against nature, you warn against the Most High. You know, however you see the Most High. I don't put no gender clause, because everything exists in the Most High, male, female, so on and so forth. I'm not one of them. I'm not a chauvinistic type of brother. I understand that masculine energy is, and a little, it's aggressive and this, that, and the third. And guess what? If you come against one of these emperors who riding with us, it's gonna be grr for you. It's all that. It's gonna be grr and more than just grr. You're gonna wish you never did. So we stand out in front of our women because they value and they precious. That's why our women stand behind us, not because they lesser than us or some foolishness that these folks came up with, that they say you gotta walk 15 paces behind me. Well, you got to ask the question, well, why do you have to do that? Oh, because you more valuable than me, Empress. So I need you to stand back just in case the danger arrives. And then we're going to have some soldiers behind y'all, too, just so we won't be flanked from the rear side. So, it's just, again, that's the type of frequency I'm in. We in that real frequency to help to guard our interests first and foremost over all things. Guard our women. Ain't nobody doing that. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody talking all about it, but our women being trafficked and everything you can imagine happening to our sisters. And we don't honor it whatsoever. So that's another reason why we want to build this community, so that we can protect our people. And again, if you come our way with that foolishness, you better be ready to die, because that's how real it is over here on this side.
Yeah.
Are you ready to die? You must be ready to die. You tired of living on they ran you up the wall with life.
Right. But I think no, I was gonna say, but I've been trying to have, sidebar conversation with the women, because I think, especially if you're not real conscious and aware, that I feel like there's been an attack against our brothers, our sons, and our fathers. And the women, we have become too masculine. And we have developed a persona that we don't need you. And in the meantime, our brothers are wounded. And really, we can get y'all to do a whole lot with just a smile. and letting y'all feel that y'all need it and building y'all up in that way. Now, a lot of them have fallen to the states, but as the women, we gotta also understand that it's our job to use our womb and our power to help heal this nation. But we have to have balance of both. We have to have balance. And I just want people to know, even like, say, I don't know what your relationship was like, but you might be the cook. You might be the cook that loves the cooking. Your wife might be good with the numbers. Whatever y'all decide to do, that's y'all. You got to do what works. But don't let your ego, if you're not good with banking, just because you was told, hey, I'm a man and this is what I'm supposed to do, and you know that you ain't qualified,